Hello. It's now the next day, but I'm going to recap how today's video finishes. So, it was raining, and I kept my phone out of the rain, obvious reasons, and so it rained for about 2 miles and it stopped. I got to that water source a mile below the shelter. I did stop there and got water. There's even a sign letting hikers know if you're staying at the next shelter, water's sporadic, can be unreliable. So I got water. That was my plan anyway. And it was uphill. The last mile was uphill, and it was not fun. There were rock stairs, which were much appreciated, but they were covered in wet leaves, and everything was wet, and it was narrow. It was switched back. Again, very nice. But then in the last half mile, it started raining again. I thought I was going to have a chance to get up to the shelter, set up my tent, and scurry into my tent before the rain started again. Not the case. So, when I got to the shelter, there were about 4 people sitting inside the shelter with their sleep sets already ready to go. And they had passed me first thing in the morning coming out of town. So I sat there, I ate food, and I made the executive decision that tonight is going to be my first night sleeping in a shelter. So I slept on the top bunk on one of the sides, and I was very toasty warm. I ended up needing to take my socks off in the middle of the night, and I didn't have to wake up and go to the bathroom. I was so worried because I was on the top bunk, and my sleeping pad makes so much noise. I didn't get any sleep because I was annoying myself, and I wasn't cold. I was hot. I was hot until about like 5 o'clock in the morning today. It started to get cold. But anyway, back to yesterday. So I set everything up. It was fine. A bird came in the middle of the night, which was weird, but I guess there was a bird's nest up there. I didn't see any mice, didn't hear any mice, and it was fine. Alright, so that wraps up that day. Alright, good morning. I don't remember what day it is, but I slept in the shelter last night. It was fine. One of the guys got up early, but that didn't bother me because I was starting to get cold, and there's no point in cozying up in my quilt because I got 10 miles to town today where I have an actual bed, a shower. I don't really need to do laundry. My pants got washed yesterday in the rain. And a latte, because there's a coffee shop next door to the hostel. So that's exciting. And I got a box there so I can go through and get rid of everything that I don't want already. But let me tell you, it is so nice not to break down and pack up a soaking wet tent. Oh my God. It was so amazing. I'd still be at camp. I'm probably close to a half mile in already, and I'd still be at camp cursing at my wet tent and annoyed. I would be extremely annoyed right now. I know that's not always going to happen. I know I'm a relatively slow person, so if I'm trying to get to a shelter and I know other people are trying to get to a shelter on a rainy day, chances are there might not be room in the shelter at the end of the day. And they're there will be days where I'm gonna have to tent in the rain. It's inevitable, right? But regardless, my first night in the rain, I didn't have to sleep in it. I slept in a nice shelter. My sleep system, I was really warm until about 5 o'clock this morning, and I didn't get any sleep last night, just bits here and there. There was snoring, but it's a trade-off. You want to stay dry, or do you want sleep? So there was snoring. I move way too much. My sleeping pad makes too much noise. I slide all over it, no matter how tight my quilt straps are. I'm slip sliding all over the place. Thinking about looking at a new sleeping pad. There is an outfitter in town today. Let's see what they have. Maybe go to REI, maybe get some recommendations from people. I saw a couple sleeping pads in the shelter last night that looked nice. Nothing's wrong with my sleeping pad. I just think I need a bigger one. I think I need a wider one because I move around too much. So this morning, I went through the trouble of making hot water so I could have hot oatmeal because I was cold, because I could, and because my gas canister is still really heavy because I haven't used it a lot. And my food bag is still really heavy. My backpack is lighter today. I ate a lot of stuff yesterday, but I still have 2 dinners, 2 breakfasts, and I'm definitely eating all of my snacks because I eat my snacks as lunches. So I'm probably going to have to pick up more snacks in town today because I'm not eating lunch. I'm not eating peanut butter on tortilla like I thought I would. I'm just not hungry. Yesterday for lunch I had salt and vinegar chips. And the rest of the day before's lunch, which was just a Pro bar. So I'm not eating enough. So yeah, that's all. I'm going downhill right now. And then it's gonna level off a little bit, and then it's gonna go way up. And then I think there's a bit of a ridge walk, and then it goes back down. And then it goes way up. And then it goes way, way down into town. So 2 climbs and a really steep descent. And some road walking into town. And that's all. Thanks. Check in later. Got a podcast on and I'm kind of just got my head down, just hiking. My heels being annoying. It's probably Achilles tendonitis because I feel a little bit of pain shooting up, but I can't be certain. The pain presents itself in different parts of my heel when it pleases. So we're going to cross the road and walk over there. Alright, cool. I'm pretty sure I'm climbing. Hopefully this will last. If I'm climbing what I think I'm climbing, it's the last climb of the day. But it's straight up. It's not cool. It's not cool. I mean, you can't really tell on here, but it's not cool. but I don't hate it. I have less than 3 miles into town, and these rocks are working my last nerve. My absolute last nerve. The sun came out and gave me a view. But if I don't get to town within the next hour, I'm gonna be crying because my feet hurt really bad. And town is down there. And I'm up here. I'm off that flipping mountain. That was the worst past 3 hours. Oh my God, I can't. My feet hurt so bad. So bad. We're definitely less than a mile from sitting down and having food, taking a shower. I'm ready to bed. Okay, so to close out today's video, after my midday meltdown yesterday, I talked to Frank and calmed down and got to the hostel and ate food, got my box, so I had extra food, so I just ate my food. I saved myself a couple bucks from buying town food, and it was kind of hot. I don't think the lights went all the way off until like 9 o'clock, I think. Just because there were people, a bunch of people hanging outside the hostel, and it was fine. It was a fine stay. If you're rolling through Duncannon, it's not a bad spot. It's a hot shower. The owner, Betsy, is extremely accommodating, very nice. Would recommend if you're headed through.